But if we walk in the light, as He is in the light, then we share together a common life. As meditators, and especially as Christian meditators, we know that our practice of meditation brings in our life special fruits like compassion and equanimity. We can also have the power to bring these fruits and all the other fruits into our practice of photography. As St. John said in his first letter, if and only if we walk in the light, we can recognize that we share a common life. We are not alone, no one stands alone. We are constantly in a relationship. Therefore, we can decide to be in a loving relationship. So, is there a better way to experience this and put it in practice than street photography? In the Selfless Self, Father Lawrence Freeman reminds us that Hegel said that we come to identify by immersing yourself in the other. Until we are fully immersed, then fully committed, we will always be anxiously seeking ourselves. So, following this statement, we can then see a link between street photography and meditation when we consider the ostensible paradox of meditation as a way to immerse ourselves deeply in our reality. Many people think that meditation is a form of isolation, a form of escaping from reality. Meditators know that the contrary is true. Solitude is the opposite of loneliness. Solitude is the antidote to isolation. Meditation is a form of cultivating our solitude. So when we consider the roots of our tradition as the third week of the 6-week course of Introduction to Christian Meditation usually does, we understand that the fathers and mothers of the desert, as well as other great contemplatives of Christianity and of all religious traditions, didn't go in the desert or on hermitages in order to escape from reality and isolate themselves. On the contrary, they find themselves, their real selves, in their solitudes. So they could go back to the so-called real world or to the market, as Zen tradition teaches us, and immerse again in the same reality, but with a transformed consciousness. And that's what we can try to do, applying contemplative photography and the insights coming from meditation to street photography. We can try to immerse ourselves in the streets that we usually walk mindlessly with a transformed consciousness. We always take a risk when we step outside of our houses. We take some risks when we step outside with our camera too. Even though we live in a world of images, even though we are immersed in pictures, and people take pictures constantly, at the same time, people are also afraid to be in a picture. So we should be careful and mindful. We need to respect people's privacy, and we surely have to be tactful especially when it comes to photographing children and people in need. If we were professional photographers, things would be different, of course, but we can leave it to them. For us, street photography is a private activity that needs to be done in a mindful and a respectful way. But, having said this, we have an entire world to explore. But how? We might want to start from the fact that meditation brings in our life attention and a greater clarity of mind and vision, but also more happiness and compassion. So when being in the streets, we can take our time to connect deeply with reality and see the various connections and relationships between people and the city and between people itself.